In this video, I interviewed Draydon Davis, who top 4 Dallas with Zoro Garb. Unfortunately, there are quite a bit of audio and visual issues related to Discord. It's my first time using that. Sorry about that, guys, especially Draydon. I apologize. But I still thought the footage was worth it, so here we go. Hey, this is Seagrove, and I'm here with Draydon, who just made top 4 at Dallas Regionals. Draydon, why don't you introduce yourself and then tell us how that felt?
So I'm Draydon. I play in like the Toronto, Ontario area around there. I'm playing since 2012, so that's 7 years now. And it's my second year of Masters. It was kind of just mind-blowing to do as well as I did at Dallas.
Yeah.
I only played in one regionals of Masters before, and it was Toronto last year, where I just kind of bricked all day with hard work. I was to a couple of friends, and they did really well. I really wanted to prove myself this season. I'm playing 7 years, still haven't gotten an invite, so I really wanted to grind in this year, even though the point threshold's higher. I decided to fly out to Dallas for my first major outside of Ontario.
Yeah.
And wasn't expecting too much, just wanted a little bit of points. But I managed to scrape through into top 4 and hit players that I had been idolizing since I started playing.
Awesome.
Which was pretty crazy.
Okay. So your list is a bit different than a lot of the Zoro Garb lists we saw. Why don't you talk about some of those big differences and why you made those decisions?
Sure. So I started with, when I started testing, what was it? Anaheim was the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anaheim hadn't happened yet. So I was looking at the Portland list. And I sort of took Aaron Friedman's, I think it was top 8 list, or no, he didn't make top 8 at, he made top 8 at Anaheim. So I just took his day 2 list. And I tweaked that just a little bit to make it more consistent for Elite Cup since it's best of 1.
Yeah.
And I made top 8 with that. And then because I hadn't played any standard since then, I just misplayed in top 8, like propped after, or tried to pop after Garbo Talk, so missed buckets because of that. Just because I wasn't used to playing the format anymore. But the list felt really consistent. It worked really well. So I decided that's what that was my front runner going in, because I knew I was going to Dallas. So I just tested that with Lost Thunder. Then Anaheim happened, and Aaron Friedman made top 8. And I liked his last list a lot, so I looked at his, and his list looked very, very close to mine after Lost Thunder. So I just kept going with it. I kept this in the list, and then I got a little bit of advice from Jimmy Pender on playing a second Guzma. He recommended it for Giraffe Rig because he was expecting Zoropod. I didn't want, like, if you play the Guzma and then you get losted.
Mm-hmm.
But it ended up being, in my testing, just like really nice to be able to battle compressor one Guzma early game and then be able to access it off a Tapu Lele or a Via Seeker.
Right.
Just so you have so many outs to it, especially in the if you hit battle compressor really early, because then you can really disrupt your opponent's setup by having as many outs to Guzma whatever you want possible. And obviously, as a Zoroark deck and expanded, even if you don't play Colress for turn, there's a good chance you're going to get what you need. Then I decided to play the 2 Klefki because I wanted to be able to Wonderlock onto a Garbiter under Pseudo, and then bench another Klefki and be able to do it again next turn. So I keep cycling ability lock against my opponent, but not for me. Same reason I played 2 Rescue Stretcher. The second Rescue Stretcher is almost strictly just so that you can use one Rescue Stretcher for a shuffle effect to get stuff back at one point, and then you just use the other one to grab a Klefki mode.
Okay.
Let's see. Overall, my list was just like meant to be as consistent as possible because I expect a lot of mirror. I know a lot of people played like Tossland Arbiter and like 1 or 2 Psychic Energy.
Right.
I really didn't like that. I thought it was good against like Blastoise, then obviously the fighting decks. But Buzzwole Shrine, I didn't expect to hit any. I did hit one at the cup the day before, but I didn't hit any the actual regional. Then Lucario, I actually thought was favored in my testing. I'm like 5-0 against Lucario right now.
Nice.
And so, like I hit one at the regional. I think I hit one at the cup, and then just like in games in testing, I was just kind of dominant. Because they can't handle like red card not artillery. They can't handle a red card Toxin and Delinquent. They just really don't have enough cards to pull anything off with all that disruption. Do you have a question?
Yeah, what was the point of the Wob?
The Wob? So the Wob effect, we put it in strictly for because basically what you do is if you go first.
You broke up there. Can you say that again?
I played the Wob effect strictly for Blastoise, or I did play it originally strictly for Blastoise. I got the idea for Finnegan Lynch. He posted an article, and he put the Wob effect idea before the paywall, and I don't pay for articles, so that's where I found that. And I tested around with it. I didn't like Blastoise at that time, so I kind of I didn't. But then when I was testing against it, the deck just kind of like really, really goes off. Even if you play Mr. Mime and try and prevent their like powering splash decks, knock out your entire bench, they just go 5 energy, quick and super splash you, and super splash you again, just one shot everything you have. Yeah. So basically, like you can still win that if they do that. By like if they're forced to bench Shamans and Lele's, you can just kind of use them around the like take one knockout on Whaler, take one knockout on Shaman, and take one knockout on like a Blastoise.
Right.
But with the Wob effect, if you go first and you get the turn 1 Wob effect, it's basically an auto win. Your opponent just can't do anything because they can still hit the Archies a lot, like probably like 50% of the time under Wob effect because they can just Lele for the Archie. Like Lele is not affected by it.
Right.
And sometimes they just open Silent Lab because they play one, but it's really not like it's very rare that they ever get Silent Lab for one. But even if they do hit the Archie, they can't deluge, so they can only get 1 energy onto the Wailord. So at the very least, it buys you a turn where they don't Towering Splash. And they have to bench Lele to get that to get the Archie all the time. So and then they end up having to like once you get the Wob effect already active, bench Shamans to get their energy because they've been dead drawing for so long. So they end up like even when the Wob effect doesn't work, it still works because it forces your opponent to bench more 2-pricers, so you can just go around the wheel. And I got like really lucky against Blastoise. I didn't hit it until round 14, I think.
You hit none until 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then round 14, 15, and in top 8, I hit it. I went first all 3 times.
Wow.
So, I was able to just every time, like all 3 games, win, lost, win. I just went into Wob effect.
So they chose to go second?
No, I won the flip all 3 times. Yeah.
Oh, you mean all 3 rounds?
Yeah, all 3 rounds.
Okay. Awesome.
And then, although there was in my winning in round 15, in my game 3, my Wob effect was prized. And then I made my first game player of the tournament, and I propagation traded twice under Silent Lab. And got a double prize penalty, but I managed to double knock out his Wailord and Garbotoxin him, and still take the win because he couldn't get any more energy after I knocked out the one Wailord.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, the Wobbuffet was really just, it was mainly for Blastoise. And like it definitely won me all 3 of my games against Blastoise.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh,
go ahead.
Something else I want to mention. Wobbuffet was I bricked quite a few games during the tournament, and everyone like 4 out of probably 6 of the games I bricked, I was able to get Wobbuffet out still, and so I just went into Wobbuffet, and my opponent bricked 2, and I was able to set up.
Awesome. Very cool. So, tell us about, outside of your top 8 and top 4 match, tell us about any interesting matchups that you had.
So let's see. In day 1, let me look. In day 1, I hit Lucario, and that was a matchup I wasn't as confident about it as I am now before the tournament, because everyone kept saying it was unfavored.
Yeah.
Even though my testing had shown it, I thought maybe my testing partners were doing something wrong with the deck that making them lose.
Yeah.
But it ended up just being like a really easy matchup. Like you just disrupt them. They can't do anything. Game 2, I lost because I opened Bridget, but then just like drew pass for 5 turns until my opponent knocked everything out.
Oh.
And then game 3, I just did the same thing. I just, it's basically just like, sure, Lucario one-shots you, but you one-shot them right back, and you disrupt them. So
they can't chain it.
You're just trading knockouts. One player has disruption, the other has they have an end that you trade. So it's not really scary.
Yeah.
I did hit my one of my losses day 1 to what's it called? Oh, Zero Plan, which was also my top 4 loss. But basically, we both bricked one game, and then we went into game 3, and he pulled out a Seismitoad EX. Pulled up my egg on the bench. I had one Guzman in discard, and I couldn't find my other one.
Okay.
And so he was able to just set up really well behind a Seismitoad. He just, because egg has resistance to water, so hit my egg 3. He just basically was able to lock my egg in the active for 3 turns straight, and it put him far enough. It ended up still coming down to the last turn, but it was able to put him far enough ahead because I couldn't play anything.
Okay.
In order to take that game 3.
That's a cool
my other loss was to Septile Vileplume, which Wobbuffet was really good in that matchup because he sent out Wobbuffet and then
you play items.
Yeah. That's why you someone. Yeah. But my opponent set up really fast. That turn 1, what's it called? With Leaf on GX's attack.
The GX?
Yeah.
Something about Leaf.
Grand Bloom GX. So he was able to get he hit Bridget and Natural Trico, so he had I think 3 Grovyle in play and a Bloom in play. I think that was his.
That's powerful.
Yeah. And then turn 2, obviously he was just able to use Sunshine Grace over and over again to get Septiles out and Vileplume out. And then it happened to the item lock came way too fast for me. I just couldn't handle it. If you get, usually that deck gives you 1 or 2 turns because they usually don't open EV Grass Energy.
Right.
And you get time to thin out your deck and get more basics down and stuff like that. But when they do it, when they lock you as early as turn 2, you don't have anything.
Right.
So he managed to run me out of energy that game with Mock Cut. And then game 2, the deck plays really long games.
Right.
So we ended up ended up being that I was one turn away from the win, and then in turns, so I ended up losing that because I couldn't pull it off the win in time.
Okay.
And then my tie was to Danny Sevilla.
Yeah.
With Zorotoad, which I don't play Pokemon Ranger, so that's like it's really really bad. It ended up being so game one. I knew that my only way to actually make it out of the series without a loss was to basically he set up really well game one, so I knew I was gonna lose. Was basically just to play out game one, let things fall how they may, force him to take the time to deck me out, and then win a quick game two.
Right.
And then, then end up with a tie. And so that's basically what happened. He locked me out of the game pretty quickly in game one. I just couldn't do anything. And then in game two, I went first and got on red card. And he didn't have. It took him a couple turns to get a response, so I was able to knock out Nardacuno that he started, a Lele that he benched, and a Zorua for 5 prizes. And then he established the lock, and I wasn't able to do anything. And I didn't have an out to get out of the lock. But he drew an extra card really close to the end of time and got a little prize penalty, which got me the last prize into the tie. So I don't know. It was a really stressful game. Ended up being decided kind of awkwardly.
Yeah.
But I ended up squeezing out with the tie in that, which I was more than happy to take a tie in that matchup.
For sure. So then tell us about your top 8 and then top 4.
Okay, so in top 8, let's see, I hit Blastoise. So I mentioned earlier, it's pretty simple. So in top 8, game 1, I just break the Wobbuffet out. I hard retreat into the Wobbuffet because you sit out your 4 DC and then your Pokes down. DC is not too big of a resource in that match, anyways.
Okay.
So basically, I just go into the Wobbuffet. He has nothing. So I just set up behind my Wobbuffet, get a bunch of Zoroark out, get my charge down. And then once I have the Arbiter, Floatstone, Guzma, DC in hand, I play them for the Blastoise, knock it out. And now we've got Gravitar locked as well, so can't really do anything. And I think, I don't remember if he conceded that game right there. I don't know if he played a little bit longer, but yeah, that was big.
Yeah.
Game 2, he goes first, gets turn 1 Blastoise, gets, I think, 5 energy on the Wailord, and that's when I'm trying to get my Wobbuffet out, because I don't have a way around Towering Splash, so I want to get the even though I missed the chance to really disrupt him with the Wobbuffet, I still want to get the Wobbuffet out because he doesn't have enough energy to use the Towering Splash yet. If I send the Wobbuffet out, I know I got at least one more turn to evolve with my Pokemon, so they're not Towering Splash. But I whiff it, and so then he just goes turn 2 Towering Splash here, knock out all of my basics. He goes with a Lele, so even my active Zoroark goes down. And I just go to game 3.
Yeah.
Then I open Wobbuffet game 3. The game 3 we got a bit more of a game than game 1. He got the Archies out. I got turn 1 Wobbuffet. And then eventually, when I broke the lock, when I got the Garbage Tox and Floatstone combo and everything, he had
Blower.
I think he hit heads on Nardapat for Blower.
Okay.
And then had I don't know if I knocked out Blastoise or he had I feel like and so he was able to get 5 energy on the Wailord and he can knock it, I think. But ended up coming down to, or no, I think he only got 3 energy on the Wailord. Yeah, he because he had to Archie that turn, he couldn't really play like a quarter. Okay. And I don't think he had a lot of Mastery Slash, so he didn't have much room for Shamans. So he only got 3 energy on the Wailord. Then he just passed. And I was able to reestablish the Garber toxin. I found out later that my top 8 opponent only played 1 field blower. So
nice.
I was able to establish the Garber toxin, Kuzma the Wailord 2-shot it, and he, obviously because he only had 3 energy, I was able to hit it. He could have attached the 4th energy, but obviously he didn't. And he had no way to get 2 energy on it before I knocked it
down.
Yeah. Nice. And then my top 4 game was the game on stream. So game 1, I didn't even know my opponent had this option until I watched the stream. But I think I still had a pretty slow start game 1. I got like a good early setup. I got like Bridget and some Zoroarks out and stuff. And then I whiffed DCE for like multiple turns in a row, like much longer than I should have. And I only had 1 Garber on bench. It was evolved from Ditto. So I found out later that my opponent, he played the Chorus when he had the option to use my the Garbiter and knock it out. And I had a way to bench a Trubbish and a Ditto, obviously, because I only played 1 Trubbish at the same time. And I feel like if he had done that, I would have lost the game, because I would have been pseudo locked for the rest.
Right.
Because I know to me he played Super Rod and Stretcher. But yeah, so I don't know how you didn't take it. I don't know exactly what he had in his hand. Maybe he felt he was too greedy or something. But I got kind of lucky that I didn't do that, and then kind of blow up 1 turn. I hit I missed a crucial DC 1 turn, and then I hit it off the tree the next turn. I was able to just blow up 1-shot Zoroark, Garber Toxin, red card, and then the red card Garber Toxin just kind of it like you can draw like you take a force off of it, but sometimes it's just I often play more than 50% of the time when I do that, even against Zoroark.
Yeah.
They have nothing, especially in the mid to late game, because they've already expanded via Seekers. I think he in particular had used via Seeker turn 1 and turn 2 to grab Bridget and then Chloris, so he was running low on outs. And so then I'm just able to knock out the Zoroark, knock out a Sudowoodo, knock out another Zoroark, and yeah, you just keep on doing it under Garber Toxin and Sudowoodo. If he had decided to shut off the Garber Toxin. Then game 2, I'm trying to remember what happened. So I think so he went first game 2. He got a decent start, I think. And then I didn't get a turn 1 Trubbish or Ditto or Studo, I think.
Right.
So I had a just really slow start. Eventually I got out both Ditto and Trubbish. And I was the momentum was completely in his favor, and then I sort of this is how pretty much all of my Zoroark matchups go. Just it's okay, you know what, you can take as much early pressure as you want, but all it takes is 1 turn for me to go DC expand full bench 1-shot left key onto Garber Toxin you, red card you down to nothing. And so that's basically what happened again. But then he just drew out of it on the red card. And he drew out of it, hit the Mind Jack Zoroark. I had 3 prizes left, so I locked out the Mind Jack Zoroark, and then he just had Kuzma for game 1 of Shaman. So I couldn't really do anything about it. His early pressure ended up being he ended up taking enough prizes before I got up the Garber Toxin and stuff just to be able to steal the game with the Mind Jack plus Kuzma.
Yeah.
And then game 3 was sort of, but I'm on a team called Team Brick, so we were joking that I kind of represented the team in game 3. I opened Wobbuffet, Trubbish, Pass, and I just sort of drew. The next I had top 10 into nothing playable.
Nice.
And then the turn after that, I chorused 2 Zoroark. So I was 2 Zoroark. And then Guzman knocked one out. Which he had the option to knock out Gerber too, like better, but he knocked out the zero. So I was like, okay, well, if I get zero work, I can get full bench, and get Gerber Toxin on. Maybe I can make a comeback in this game. And then so I had the option between Bridge and Chloris on that turn. But I hadn't done a deck search yet. Even
you hadn't done a what? I'm sorry.
I hadn't done a deck search.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I hadn't played any search cards. So I didn't. I kind of like I did end up having 2-0 price in that game. And I kind of felt like, okay, what if I have like a lot of base Pokemon prize, because I've been drawing any of them. I've been drawing any Zeroas. I got the 2 off the Chorus and just got lucky on there. But so I'm like I don't want to risk it and bridge it into nothing and then just automatically lose this game. Like Chorus for I think 5 or 6. And then I kind of hit nothing. I hit an Ultra Ball, so I Ultra Balled just to see maybe my Zeroas were in there, and not. I had 1-0 in discard, 1-0 in play. And then so I had to grab Ditto Prism Star. He had Muck and play, so and all of the Pokemon left in my deck were either Zero PX or base Pokemon with abilities. So I just grabbed Ditto Prism Star and played it. I pretty much knew at that point that he didn't need a lot to knock me out. So he just one-shotted the Zoro. At that point, I think I was like, he only had like 3 prizes left. So I just kind of had fun with it. I ended up, I set up Lele, and then I like Ultra Balled for Lele, Pokemon Communication, the Lele that I Ultra Balled for the same Lele, just because I wanted to play my hand out. I'm like, I'm on stream. It's my last game. I just want to play. Yeah, and then he just I just passed into knockout games. So my top 4 game was pretty anticlimactic.
Yeah, for sure. One last question: How often did you get like red card delinquent off?
All the time, man. Like just all the time. I hit 2 Bs. I might win it in day 1, and then Ross in day 2. And they just never got back to you because you red card delinquent, Gazi Machine red card, play another red card, and then you Garbo talks the entire time. They just can't do anything. Yeah. I kept seeing. I keep looking at lists and seeing them only playing 1 red card, and I can't believe it because it's a broken card. Honestly, I don't think the card single-handedly breaks the game, but I think it's like it does make the game very not fun. It's just you play red card and then your opponent just kind of loses. Even when it first came out, when there wasn't these combos with it. You saw like Yveltal list playing 2 red to try and get it turn 1, or just disrupt their opponent in general. And it just 4 cards isn't enough to play the game. Like if you get it turn 1, you probably win like 50% of games you get 1.
Right.
And if you get it under Garbo Toxin, you win a lot of those games too. So I hit it pretty consistently when I needed it of the tournament. The most important times are against them like Zoro years, which I think I hit 5. Because you Colress and then you red cards, so you have like amazing card advantage with like 11 cards in hand. They have like 4, and then you have Garbo Toxin, and then you knock something out. And then you should also have Pseudo down, so even if they lower the Garbo Toxin, then they have to find their own. So yeah, the red card delinquent was like I got maybe not together all the time. I think I only played them together.
Right.
But you really don't need to. Even if your opponent has like, I see a lot of people being like, "Oh, how many cards do you have in hand?" And their opponent's like 5, and they're like, "Oh, that's not enough." It is enough. Like in a lot of matchups, it isn't. Like you did delinquent, and 2 cards isn't enough for them to play the game, even if they get to choose those 2 cards. Like it ended up being a lot of situations where like my opponent, like I think against Lucario in one game, he had 4 cards in hand at the end of his turn, and Lucario has no choice because they have to play a lot of cards. They have to play the Lucario, the Strong Energy, and the Focus.
Right.
And so he had 4 cards in hand, and I was going to take the knockout. So I'm like, okay, if I just delinquent you, sure you could have the Guzma for game, but then you would also have to have Lucario and an energy in hand, and you only have 1 card in hand. So, and so just like individually, delinquent and red card were good cards. You don't need to play them all.
Yeah.
Which I think is something a lot of people think. Like delinquent, just making your opponent discard 3 resources, especially in matchups where your opponent has a lot of deck thinning. Like usually their deck is all resources, so their hand is probably all resources as well.
Right.
So yeah, both cards were just like they're incredible disruption at almost any stage in the game.
Cool. All right, man. Well, congratulations. It's really cool that you were able to accomplish this. Do you have any shout outs you want to do before we close here?
I'll just shout out my sort of travel partner for the event, Nolan Randall. He played the same 60 and bubbled out at 258. So that was really disappointing. But he helped me test a lot for the event and was sort of the person I hung out with me around. So just
all right, cool. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.